You can get approved for a $50,000 LightStream loan with no docs and get the money the next day. I showed this exact info to my newsletter subscribers over a week ago, and they got approved for hundreds of thousands of dollars in total. I mean, it was crazy. Teresa got approved for $50,000. Rodney got approved for another $50K. Troy got approved for $35K, and Jay got approved for $45,000. And there's probably twice as many that I don't even have time to mention here. So next up, I'm handing you the exact cheat code to get up to $50K in no doc funding, which credit bureau LightStream usually pulls from, and how to boost up your FICO by 100+ points, all in time to launch your business funding journey in just 30 days. And by the way, if you're tired of getting hit with those hard credit pulls, especially when you're just trying to find out your odds of getting approved, then you got to check out my free credit card pre-approval master list. I keep it updated monthly, and it has over 60 cards that you can get pre-approved for without a hard credit pull. I'll leave a link to that below so you can check it out. Oh, and you'll get a copy of this exact newsletter when you sign up, so you have all this information right in front of you when you run this play. Now, LightStream is an online lender backed by Truist Bank, one of the largest financial institutions in the US. But what makes LightStream special, and why this one is one of my favorite funding plays, is how their loan process works under the hood. This is technically called an auto loan, but don't let that name fool you. It actually functions like a personal loan just in disguise, and that opens up a ton of flexibility most lenders won't give you. So here's what that means for you. The funds are deposited straight into your checking account. So no middleman, no dealer, no back and forth. You're not required to show what the money is for. So that's right, no receipts, no invoices, no prove it moment. And get this, even if you say it's for a vehicle, LightStream doesn't list themselves as the lien holder. That means you own the car outright if that's how you use the loan. So there's gonna be no title issues, no insurance headaches, and if life happens, like a move or an emergency, you can sell the vehicle anytime, just like a cash buyer would. But here's the wild part. It shows up on your credit report as an unsecured personal installment loan, not an auto loan. And that matters because it keeps your credit file cleaner for future auto loans or leases. And then it boosts your credit mix if you're working on building your FICO score. Now, even though LightStream is one of the easiest lenders to work with when you know what you're doing, there are still a few things that you need to have in place before applying. This isn't a no credit, no problem situation, but it's also not as strict as most traditional banks either. Now, LightStream is built for folks with good to excellent credit, so they're typically going to be looking for a 680 or higher FICO score. Now, this part is important, especially if you're being strategic about which inquiries show up and where. So, LightStream typically pulls from TransUnion using your FICO 8 scoring model. That's what most lenders are going to be using. And occasionally, they're known to be pulling from Equifax instead. But based on consistent data points, TransUnion is the most common. So if your TransUnion score is your strongest, this loan is definitely worth a shot. There's no pre-approval option with this loan. And this is one of the few downsides, but it's important to know up front. So what that means is that you'll need to accept a hard inquiry to see your credit limit, your rate, and your loan offer. But here's the thing. If you follow the blueprint that I lay out with the right data points, that one inquiry could unlock $50,000 in your account within 24 hours. That's a trade-off worth making, especially if you're planning something big with that money. And one of the biggest reasons that people love LightStream is the speed and simplicity. There's no facts and documents, no waiting around for someone in a cubicle to circle back with you. Just straight up funding, often within that 1 day, 24-hour period, and sometimes even same day. Now, I really want to be clear here. You can easily go up to $35,000 with no documentation required. That means no uploading pay stubs, no digging through files, no explaining yourself. Just apply, get approved, and the funds are on their way to you. You can get up to $100,000 if you're able to verify your income. So if you're looking for a bigger play and don't mind showing proof of earnings, that door is open to you. Now, some people have been able to push past that $35,000 limit without documents. So it is possible, because in some cases, people have been approved for $50,000 without submitting a single piece of paperwork using the exact data points I'm about to show you. And that's coming up soon. But I have to tell you, LightStream gives you the flexibility to customize your loan term. You can go from 12 to 144 months for most types of loans. So if you need the money for upgrades like a new kitchen or solar panels, you can go up to 240 months. That's 20 years for home improvement loans. Whether you want to knock it out faster or stretch the payments to keep your monthly payment low, you've got options. And at the time of this writing, LightStream interest rates start at 6.94% and go up as high as 25.99% depending on your credit profile and loan type. But, and this is a big one, you can get a 0.5% discount just for enrolling in autopay before you accept the loan. And they have same-day approval, which is super common, and in many cases within a few hours of submitting your application. And then the funds are usually deposited into your checking account the next business day. Occasionally, they'll want a quick phone call to confirm it was really you applying though. And if you've ever been through the red tape of other lenders like traditional banks, this part will feel like a breath of fresh air. Now, here's the exact application setup some people are using to get approved for up to $50,000 without submitting any income documents. This is the kind of stuff I usually share in my private coaching calls, but you're getting it here because my audience deserves the real game, no fluff. And these data points are based on real applications that have been funded without a single pay stub or tax return needed. So step one, you want to set the right application settings. So when you hit the LightStream site and start your application, here's what you want to choose. For your application type, choose individual. There's no need to overcomplicate it. Joint apps can work, but solo is clean and simple. Then for loan type, use auto purchase from the dealer. Now I know it sounds weird, especially if you're not buying a car, but trust me, this is the move. LightStream won't check what you're doing with the money and won't show up as an auto loan on your credit report. It reports as a personal installment loan. Plus, auto loan types seem to trigger easier approvals with higher amounts. And then for the how did you hear about us, choose other. Keep it vague and low risk. There's no need to tie your app to an ad or promo. For the loan amount, try $50K. While $35,000 is the no doc safe zone, other people have been approved for $50,000 without docs by using this exact setup. For loan term, choose 60 months. And then for auto pay, click yes, please. With that, not only do you save 0.5% off your interest rate, but it also adds a layer of trust in the eyes of the underwriters. And step two, enter the employment and financial details. This is where people usually get stuck because they're unsure about what to put in the income and employment sections. So let me help you out there. For employment status, choose employed by other. You don't need to be W-2 by Google or some Fortune 500. You can safely use a family or friends LLC. LightStream doesn't verify this. For occupation, you can put marketing, consulting. For job type, you can put professional, technical role. I found that these categories give the impression of stable, well-paid, white-collar work. It's what the system wants to see. For time employed, go long here, 5+ years if possible. And this is really for longevity and stability. Even if it's your cousin's business, make it look solid. And then step three, show strong financials. For annual salary, I found that around $150,000 sounds the best. This is a believable professional income level that really aligns with the job role. Now for other income, you can just choose something like $2,000 from self-employed. It's great for showing extra cash flow from side hustles without going overboard. And then for monthly housing costs, you can choose something like $800. Lower housing costs suggest more disposable income, aka lower risk to the lender. And then for checkings and savings, enter around $80,000. This shows liquidity that you have the cash on hand. And then for retirement accounts, choose around $40,000. More proof you've built a financial foundation. This helps offset the risk on their end. And I just want to give a quick disclaimer. This is for information purposes only. You got to use your own discretion and you want to be truthful on your applications. Also, another important tip, always have the loan funds sent to your personal checking account, never a business account. If you try anything else, you might run into a manual review or delays or even worse, a denial. So stick with your personal checking account. And remember, if you hit the link below, you'll get the full breakdown of data points for this loan, plus the free credit card pre-approval master list that I have for you. And listen, if you like content just like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I'd say getting approved is exciting, but knowing how to use the money strategically, that's where the real magic happens. So here's two of the most powerful plays that you can make right after the money hits your account. Number one, you can boost your credit score before taking out a major loan. So let's say you're planning to buy a home or lease a new car or apply for your first round of high limit business credit cards. You've been working on your credit, but you're still stuck in the high 600s, not quite where you need to be. Now imagine this. You use part of your LightStream loan to pay off those credit card balances that may have been dragging down your score. Your credit usage drops almost overnight into the single digits. And then your score jumps. That's what happens when you use this money to fix your credit instead of blowing it. And then two, you can season a new business bank account. So if you're planning to build business credit, this next move is gold. Banks love to see healthy cash flow in business checking accounts. It really signals that your business is real and active and not just some paper LLC with a dream. Take $3K to $10,000 from your LightStream loan, then deposit it into a brand new business checking account, and then start running a few strategic transactions. Pay your website bill, a contractor, software subscriptions, etc. And then this works because it gives the appearance of strong revenue right out of the gate. It really builds that relationship with the bank, especially if it's one you want to apply for a credit card with or a line of credit with later. And in some cases, banks will actually pre-approve you for business credit products right out of the gate when you open the account and then do that initial deposit. And that's how you flip a personal loan into a business funding play before you even apply for your first business credit card. Once that account's seasoned and active, you can start stacking real business credit without even touching your personal cards. And you don't want to miss the next video where I'll show you how to build business credit in 90 days without even hurting your personal credit score, and the first bank that you should target on an application spree. And that's the same one that gave me $34,000 at 0% interest. Thank you for watching.